Okay. Yes. Today is day 21 of these recordings. I believe it. It gets harder to track with each passing day. The bigger the number, the harder it is to remember. But yes, same PNG as yesterday, and on the eighth day, I will change it soon, hopefully. It is also currently 3 a.m. Okay, I don't know why. But I feel like particularly like I feel slightly more energetic than usual. However, it is currently 3:30 a.m. My sleep schedule is actually so bad. Actually so bad. Uh, when I was younger, like I remember one time there was a party, like not a party, like my parents went to our neighbor's house for like I guess a party. And then by the time we came back, it was like 11:50 something. And like to my like 8-year-old self, it was like so crazy. It was like, whoa, it's almost the next day. Wow. Like I can be awake today, but it'll be tomorrow. Like I won't fall asleep. Yeah. Now, the last time I slept before 12 a.m. was uh like in January. And like 95% of the days I will sleep past 12 a.m. It is extremely rare for me to go to sleep before that. The only reason why I went to sleep before that in January was because, well, I was on holiday and like you're kind of forced to go to sleep early. If not for that, genuinely could have been over a year since the last time I went to sleep before 12 a.m. And today, uh, I will talk about how today went. Uh, this morning, okay, to be honest, I wasted a lot of time today, but I was also somewhat productive. This morning, I woke up at like 1 a.m., but like it was nice. First time in a while, I didn't like really have anything to do when I woke up, so it was nice just laying there in bed, not having much to do. When I got up, um, I did some grocery shopping because I'm back in my student accommodation, and I threw out all of the like perishable food before I left. So I had to buy some more food. Had lunch, wasted a lot more time, and then eventually went to university. Instead of riding my bike there, I walked because I really needed a coffee. And by the time I went to university, it was 5 p.m. and all of the coffee shops were closed nearby. So I had to walk so I could head to like another coffee shop along the way. Whereas if I rode my bike, uh, like they'll just I can't carry a coffee and ride my bike at the same time. Got to university, got a lot of study done. I have a maths mid semester. m- Like, okay, here's the thing. everyone calls it a midterm test, even though it's a mid-semester test. But like midterm just saves what semester? It saves two syllables. You're saving, you're cutting the number of syllables in half by saying midterm over mid-semester. So just keep in mind, whenever I say midterm, I pretty much always mean mid-semester. Okay, I have a maths midterm test next week, and I'll study for that. Also, for the data group project, although it's submitted, like, you know, because unlike high school, these assessments, there's not really any room for error. Like, if you make a mistake, it's just like, oh well, you're gonna lose a lot of marks. So I keep worrying about like word counts, spelling mistakes, grammatical errors, things like that I could have made. Especially because although I did most of the work on the group project, that also means that most of the mistakes that would be made are mine. But yeah, I know. No point in worrying about it now because it's submitted. But I do hope that things go well. Um, Also, along my walk to the university, like as soon as I walked on campus, I heard an alarm go off. I said, "Please evacuate now." It was like somewhere off in the distance, but it was like towards where I was walking. I was like, do I keep walking or do I head back? Because well, I could hear the "please evacuate now." It clearly wasn't uh, like it wasn't loud enough to the point where like it was obvious that I should be leaving. There was some other building that had the alarm. So I kept walking, and then eventually I reached like um one of the libraries on campus, and I can tell the alarm's coming from that building. And then I hear a siren off in the distance. And I and so like I was looking around and then I saw a fire truck turn the corner. Like literally the road I was walking on, as I walked along it, the fire truck went by me and then stopped next to the library. And then like that was weird. I wonder what happened. Anyway, I got some good study done. That was nice. Then yeah, and then I had dinner. I kind of messed up. The subway I normally go to, uh, it closes early on Sundays. Normally it closes at 10. Today it closed at 7:30. So by the time I had dinner, it was closed. I had to walk over to the shopping center to have dinner because although I really should be cooking by myself, at least while I'm studying, it's just much nicer to not cook because it saves so much time and you can be dialed in. Like study, have dinner, and then instantly back to study. And then while I was there, you guys know how in shopping centers, like whenever a new shop or restaurant opens up, they like box it up to actually build the like restaurant. And then once it's done, they like remove the outside box that normally has like advertisements for what's coming up. Or whilst I was having dinner, I actually saw that box got removed in real time. Like some dudes came over, put some red tape up, and just started tearing down the like wooden cardboard. And that was pretty cool. And I went back to study. This time, I didn't waste like 2 hours after having dinner because normally I get really sleepy or tired and unproductive after eating a meal. This time, because I had a math quiz I had to do, I decided to get that out of the way after dinner. And then I just like was still being productive after I finished the quiz, even though it was right after dinner. So that was nice. And I finished that up. Finished studying at like 12 a.m. and then started walking home. And now we're here. If you're wondering why it's 3:40 when I arrived home at like 12:30, you can blame Instagram Reels. Oh yeah, I still gotta do the three things. One thing that went good today, despite the slow start, my study was actually like really productive. Um, One thing that could have gone better, really could have spent less time on my phone. Really should have slept, like started going to bed earlier. And thing that I'm excited for tomorrow. Tomorrow is bean time from the Physics Society, so that's nice. I think that's all of the like reflection stuff done for the day. I don't know why. Maybe because I actually got to sleep in today, but even though it's 3:30, I feel pretty energized. Yeah. Is there anything philosophical or anything to think about before I stop this recording? I guess one thing, um, like if I study in the library, I'm capable of just like studying for as long as I want to. Of course, more hours of study doesn't equal more productive. There's levels to this. On the lower end of productivity, you have like just recounting, not recounting, but just like watching slides, watching lectures. On that high end, you have active recall, but like I feel like I'm able to lock in on study pretty well. Like like I can set myself as long as I have a clear direction for what I need to be studying when I sit down. I like I can just study for as many hours as I need to straight, even if it gets tiring. Okay. Well, sometimes it does get too tiring, but like compared to other things, I'm like abnormally focused when I'm studying. Just kind of wish I could like put this much dedication to other things, like maybe a new hobby or skill. I could like although study, like getting good grades, getting like all HDs is probably more important. Like there's just no joy in it. Really feel like I've been missing that joy aspect. And I could probably talk more, but I need to go to sleep. I still need to take a shower. And I need to wake up somewhat early tomorrow, not too early. So probably end it here. One final question. Would you rather fight an ant-sized elephant or an elephant-sized elephant? Big questions, big questions. Okay, that's all.